Elastica studio, and James had one round the corner. Ours was a bit ramshackle, and again similar to previous studios. But James had a really professional setup, so we used to borrow all the gear off him all the time, you know. And we really hit it off with a lot of like-minded music. So we stayed friends for a long time. And when we moved out of London, you and I, he would come down to Devon, and then he finally moved out, and we'd always keep in contact. And we just sort of just threw some ideas around. He had a band called Beauty School with his wife, and I saw them play a couple of times, and I sort of bullied myself in, kicked the other drummer out, did a Keith Moon on him, and said, "Look, I want to be the drummer." And we did a couple of recordings. We never did a gig, but that it kind of fizzled out. And James had a few more ideas. I said, "Well, why don't we just do a band?"
Yeah. But
it was great fun because it was all I was personally just getting used to using the internet and I bought a computer.
I played an electronic kit on that as well.
I used 2 SPDSs.
Yeah.
And just used pads. A lot of it's all backing track. But we just threw ideas backwards and forwards. It was the first time I got used to using that idea of sending files backwards and forwards. Yeah. You know, which is so easy now, and I do it daily. But it was one of those approaches. Let's try and make an album. He lived in Yorkshire. I lived in Devon.
Yeah.
We did a few gigs, and we'd meet in Birmingham to rehearse. The two of us. There's a lot of work to do that. Yeah. But we did manage to get the album together, and we put it out on a little label in Brighton. And it was good. We managed to put some gigs together. You gave us a couple of really good gigs, Stu, and it was a lot of fun. It was nice standing up, just the two of us in front of the stage, just playing samples. Yeah. Again, playing samples, what we talked about. But I've now progressed onto using the SPDS pads and just triggering stuff.
Yeah,
it was great. So it was just a different thing, but you know, it was getting harder and harder. We did a couple of shows in Russia. We went to Russia and played in Moscow, and then we got asked to go back again not long after. So we kind of were big in Russia for about 5 seconds. And I say big, like, you know, I don't know how to describe big. Yeah, but it was fun. It was good fun, and we just left it open-ended, really. Yeah. It's not like we ever sort of call it a day. James is doing his own thing. You know, in fact, we're going up to see him soon, probably next half term.
I think EMF still play occasionally.
They've got some gigs again. They're doing a few. They did a couple. I'm just going to log my laptop in a minute. They did a couple.
Like gigging in Russia?
Sorry?
What's it like playing in Russia?
I'll come back to you. It was interesting. It was interesting. Yeah. I mean, I kind of always wanted to go to Russia.
Yeah.
I think it's a slightly insane place, and to be honest with you, I'm not that comfortable with Russian politics.
Yeah.
But I always found it quite fascinating. Maybe the James Bond mystery and
that's it. There's an appeal to that, isn't there? To want to see it for yourself.
Yeah, a little bit of mystique about the place, and I think that was found quite fascinating. You know, they've got some awful politics.
Yeah.
And now I probably wouldn't want to be in any rush to go back, but it was interesting. We played the first time we went out. We played at a festival with the Horrors were headlining. It was a great place. You would have loved it, Chris. It was all knackered old warehouses.
Yeah,
street everywhere, little pop-up kind of art studios.
Yeah.
And we played in these like old warehouses. It was right downtown. Looked like everyone was a KGB. You know.
Really?
Imagine it.
It looked like any minute now, all the security guards were just gonna destroy you. You know, it was quite a scary place, but great, really good first experience. And then we got offered to go back, and we played this mad little bar, which was why we were doing it. I've no idea. We supported a friend of ours, and it was like all dining tables, and it was just rich, wealthy, opulent Russians, and they had no interest in us being there. But this was like a hot ticket, this gig, which felt really odd, and we were really. It was really unlucky. And then we played St. Petersburg in front of hardly anybody the following night. But the promoter got us over, sorted the visas out. Did all this to really not play in front of that many people. We're just a bit shocked. Couldn't get heads around it, but really happy with what we've done.
Yeah.
But was no
That's interesting, yeah.
Someone's going to pay for you to go to Russia and line up some gigs and pay you and sort out your flights and your visas and everything. Happy days.
Yeah, I definitely have that mindset of Russia as well. Like I haven't been there yet, and it's for all those reasons. And I agree with you on a lot of their politics. It makes me very sad. It's fascinating, actually, their political structure, but also it is that I'd like to. There is a bit of it's so foreign in the sense of foreign to me. I want to go and experience that and end up in a sort of like warehouse rave, you know. I want to see what that's like.
It was really good. That side of it was really good. But you know, we got ripped off. They got us out. They only paid us after money up front, and then he wouldn't pay us the next. And the next time, we had to almost threaten him, the promoter, to pay us up front. And the brown envelope was delivered in the hotel lobby. Yeah. It's all very dodgy. It's very dodgy, but it was quite fascinating. But now I've done it. I'm in no rush to go back.
Yeah. Tick the box, mate.
But we went, you know, and the fact that it was just the Asbo electronic thing, it was easy to do. You know, we just had a rucksack in bag,
not dragging too much.
Set up and play.
Yeah.
I could only imagine it being a lot more difficult if you were a bigger band.
Yeah.
Well, and then also being noticed that you were there, which is what you don't want to.
So, what are we going to go for next, mate?
Well, I know I talked a little bit about my electronica, but I've kind of fallen in love with PJ Harvey again.
Yeah, it's easily done.
Which I kind of sort of, I don't know if I'd ever fell out of love with her, but I just sort of, not in the attractive physically, but her music. I mean, in the early Elastica days, we used to jam on She and the Gig, and that was one of our sound check songs.
Yeah.
We used to try it, and then we get past the first riff, and that fall apart, or whatever. But the last two albums are amazing.
Yeah.
You know, they're very in the same sort of Nick Cave kind of writing. It's made me listen to lyrics again.
Well, I think, what's the album with Send His Love to Me and Come On Billy and Down by the Water? What's that album called?
Well, you got a picture of her hair.
Yeah, because that was obviously when she was. I think that was when she was with Nick Cave.
Yeah.
That album, and we watched the video to Down by the Water last night, and it could just be Nick Cave doing what she's doing, just dancing, looking sinister, sexy, slick, cool. Like, I remember watching. Can you remember that gig that when she played Glastonbury and she had the cat suit on? I think it was around the time of that album, and that was another thing that I think my parents were, oh, she's rubbish. She's fantastic.
Oh, Rid of Me. Of course it is.
Rid of Me, yeah. No. Rid of Me's before that.
Which one are you thinking of then? I'm not dry.
White cover.
So a couple of white covers you've got here.
Come on,
have a look, mate. This one here.
No. Yeah.
Oh.
No, hang on, is it? No, keep going down. No.
That's Appeal Sessions.
No.
You haven't got it. No, you ain't got it, man. It's that one, quite a tie.
Is it?
Really? What's the songs you're talking about?
No, it's not. That was
And there's Dry.
No.
I don't know what you're talking about. You're talking about a completely different artist now.
Oh
wow. Well, my point is, it's just she's really the songwriting is second to none. I think she knows this is her best stuff.
Yeah.
She's been writing. It's really poignant. It's really of the time. And you know, there's I'm talking about all the electronic stuff that I like. But there's none of that on this album.
No.
It's got Flood's production again, which is I've always loved Flood stuff. Did a record with Flood. But it's the lyrics. It's just it makes you want to listen to the brilliant songwriting.
Yeah.
Which sometimes that does pass me by, admittedly.
Yeah.
But you know,
she goes
also
a long way
makes
for it, doesn't
makes
she, her
me
lyrics?
proud not to be patriotic as well.
Yeah.
You know, kind of. I'm kind of definitely not patriotic,
No,
and
totally
she
agree.
really puts it in a nutshell. You know, we do fuck up a lot in this country.
I think if people actually read history, then how can you be?
Yeah.
Like the more you read history, it's like, oh no, we've been naughty. I don't think that many other nations would have done any different in that situation, but we were there and we've done some terrible things. We still do.
Yeah.
And but she goes quite far to understand these subjects, doesn't she? And to write those lyrics as well. So I think that comes across. She travels with journalists, and she's been to a lot of dangerous countries, hasn't she? To sort of like
I'd like to make a record like that at some point. It seems I've never kind of had the opportunity to sort of go, right, we're going to go on a road trip, whatever, and write about that in that same way. You know, find out really what's going on, and to be, in her case, the journalist really, and reporting it correctly. I mean, I'm not particularly fond of journalists in many ways. I think they get it wrong and they see it from their side too often. But she seems to say a lot that you want to say, and I've definitely sort of got it again with those last two records. I mean, I've chosen the two. You know,
Did she live around here?
the Hope Six Demolition and Let England Shake.
Yeah.
But she lived in Bridport for a while, but that may be different. That's where she's from, isn't it?
Right.
She's where are we talking in Bridport? We're talking not Devon.
Sorry, I thought Brighton. Does Nick Cave live in Brighton?
Nick Cave does, yeah.
Right.
Nick
Cave does, yeah, definitely. You see him around sometimes. I actually saw him in a you see Nick Cave as Nick Cave.
He weren't buying sausage in the butchers, was he?
Well, I have seen him wearing a Mickey Mouse sweatshirt and a baseball cap.
Brilliant.
Fuck off.
And the high tops, like he's just been skateboarding with his kids.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's brilliant.
Whether he does it or goes incognito, I have seen him. My wife works in a gallery, and he's been on a couple of private view evenings, and it's like you want to see Nick Cave being Nick Cave.
But
you want a really well cut suit, looking like a fucking serial killer.
But maybe you want to see him on the skate park, because
Oh, something exciting. No,
it's almost like it should be a Simpsons or something.
I want to see Rad Nick Cave.
Rad Tubular Nick Cave surfing.
But you do see it occasionally.
Oh, brilliant! All right, well, can we go back and pick up on the Elastica story then? So,
what do you want from me, man? What do you want from me?
I'm just curious. We've kind of done what happened before and where you've gone. So obviously, we'll get on to Lush.
Okay.
Which is obviously
we've only got a couple of songs left, so you can't get in there.
So obviously, Elastica were blown up, and you got a bag to the right of you there with loads of laminates and stuff that you for something, and just seeing, looking through like the laminates and stuff, and seeing like gigs at Lollapalooza and things like that, like it looked like it was fun, man.
Oh yeah, well, touring's a weird one, isn't it? I mean, I think a lot of people hate it. I actually really like it. I feel really comfortable with it. I like being on the move. I'm a little bit, I get sort of a little bit fidgety being in one place. I like seeing the world, you know. And one of my things was, when I was at school, was always I had two things. I wanted to play music, and I wanted to travel, see the world. The best way I could work out it was to join a band and hopefully have some success. But it was pretty crazy when we got going, but only in a good way, I think, in a positive way. We did 5 tours of the US in a year, where it cost over.
Wow!
And we really did work hard, you know.